One of the funny things about having worked on television in the beginning, I played all dramatic roles. I was never given a comedic role. And I always played rather plain working class women. And a lot of times I was married to drunks. And so I got like punched around and knocked around and battered and beaten and taken advantage of. And that's one of the reasons that I kind of got switched to comedic roles, because my agent said, I just can't bear to see you on television being knocked around anymore and looking so awful and plain and unmade up. And he said, we're going to try to do a sitcom. And I said, do you think anybody will hire me? And he said, well, we'll give it a try. And I was fortunate in that he got me scripts in advance so that I could work on them. And I had done a lot of comedy in summer stock. So when I first got the first comedy role was in Soap. And when they were asked, could I come in and read, the casting director said, can she be funny? I've never seen her be funny. And he said, oh yeah, she's really very funny. And so they said, well, because I think the casting director owed him a favor. And so she said, well, send her in. We'll let her read anyway. And so I got to go in and read for Susan Harris, who was a very serious person and didn't laugh at all, just stared at me in the most serious way. And when it was all over, and I got to read about 4 long scenes, which was really nice and unusual, and Susan was sitting there staring at me after it was over, and I said, well, that's the 4 scenes they gave me to read. I don't have anything else to read for you. And she said to me, it was very funny. Very funny. And not a smile any place. And I thought, well, at least they gave me a chance. And before I got home, they had called and said I got the job.